Hey there, welcome to Station demo. So this is a free-to-play game on Steam. If you're interested, make sure to check out the link in the description box below. So we start off with level 1. I've actually finished all the levels, but I'm just playing it again to hit all the challenges. Now the first one is complete all 12 buildings. So you start off with a pretty bland and empty terrain kind of map. WASD and left mouse button to pan around. Right mouse button to rotate, and scroll in, scroll out. First, hover over the building to see what it does. You can see that there's needs and there's produces. Now buildings need to be connected to a station. Press spacebar or press the button to place the station. Use your scroll wheel or Z and X to rotate it. Now you don't have to really follow the guidelines that they have already given, and if you don't really like it, press left click to move it. You can press right click to remove it. So when you remove it, it will refund back the $50 that is supposed to be cost for this station. Now we place one, and we'll place another one next to the mill. So this mill requires wheat. Click on the arrow, which is the station connector, to build a railroad to the wheat farm. Press one of it, and then it can connect to the wheat farm. Now the mill received wheat and you got money, which is $70. Receiving money also unlocks new buildings. Now this is a new building icon. Press on it and they'll just drop new buildings for you. Hover over the building again to see that it is completed. Now each wheat farm can supply only one mill, so the new wheat farm needs to be connected to a different mill. So next, you have to place new stations. Now make sure to place it within a radius so it's connected to the building. Adjust it horizontal, vertical, or at an angle. Use the station connector to connect it. Choose the freight train to deliver the goods, and you get the money. Now, next new buildings. Okay, so this one is a little bit different because it passed through all of the higher terrains. There's like slopes and all that. Rotate the map if you need it. Place the station near to the buildings. Adjust angle again, it can be off like 45 degrees. It's asking you to start building from the mill. You can press in the middle to make turning points. You can take care of the aesthetic, or you can also ditch it, but sometimes it will cost more if you want to make it prettier. Now the fourth pair of building. So this time we have 3 of them. Check on the supply and demand of new buildings. Now you can see that they have little icons, what they need, and what they produces. Okay, now everything is placed. Connect all of the station and remember to choose the freight train. Here I'm also trying to make it look nicer for the railroad. Okay, that's it. So you get money and you get new buildings. We're almost done with level 1. Now buildings can be indirectly connected instead of directly connecting this cheesery to the dairy farm. Basically, you just take another station as a network. So here we have another one close to us, which is the mill. Connect the station to the mill. Okay, also connect this dairy farm in the network. Okay, one is connected. So this is the time where we connect it to the another network. And milk is delivered. Level completed. Press the button in the bottom right corner once you're ready to go to the next level. Now I've achieved all of the 12 buildings. Level 1 is pretty easy. Now moving on to level 2. So level 2, the goal is to complete all 12 buildings. They have bonus challenges, which is fun. You have to have at least $200 left at the end. Use total of 6 cards. Okay, so you can see that they're giving you cards. We start with cheap rails. So the rails will cost half the price of the regular railroads. Okay, make sure that the building is connected with the station. Now I choose the cheap rail and start connecting all of the buildings, the supplies and demands. One card used, and another one. That's it. Okay. Sometimes I don't want to block the other rail, because in case in the future I need to use them, so I'll try to do some turning points to make sure it's not blocked. Now new buildings and also new cards. We have 3 buildings now. Hover over the building to see what it does. It needs floor. Okay. Now this is a new card. We have cheap bridges. Bridges are used to pass through really high terrains. So it's kind of like a highway, flyover, shortcut, whatever you want to call it. There are times where the mountains or terrains are a little bit too steep. Then you have to figure out how to make it work. In this case, I cannot move the station that is on the ground already, so I try to move the one on the top further away so I can make the bridges and then connect it to the building, to the station. Okay, so these 3 buildings are completed. Now we have new buildings. Press tab or hover over the complete level button. Yeah, so by pressing tab, it will automatically shows you all of the demands and supplies. So you don't have to hover on every buildings every time you're trying to connect them. This is a lot more convenient. Yeah. Now actually this part I'm going to fast forward it because it took me quite a while to figure out how to place it, so it's a little bit boring to see. Okay, so I've connected all 3 of the buildings together, and then I'll connecting the last one of the resources. Level is completed. Now I still left with 2 cards, but it's okay. I have already hit the bonus challenges, which is the fun. I have 800 left, and the special challenge is also achieved, which is by using 6 cards. Next, moving on to level 3. Level 3 is a little bit more challenging. It took me 5 to 6 times to finally hit the challenge, especially the one that says create a railroad that on completion immediately connects for resources. Now this stage they introduces you stack bonus. When a new railroad supplies multiple buildings at once, you get extra money. This requires planning ahead. First they ask you to connect the mill to the city, then connect other buildings to the mill. Now first you can see that I'm following the instructions. I place 1 station near to the mill, another station connected to the city. Using the cheap rails to help us to save costs, I connect the station from the mill to the city. And next, I place another station next to the buildings. Just use either one of the rail, connect it to the mill. And I'm trying to make it prettier, but actually it's not much prettier. Now we got a new card, which is a heavy freight train. It would actually add 50% more for your income. And that is how you earn a lot of money. Next we have new cards, also heavy freight train and cheap rails. New buildings. Yep, so you can always check what is the supplies and demands. So this cheesery it needs milk. First I'll place a station next to the cheesery. Okay, and next I'll place another station next to the milk farm. Now what you see me doing first is I connected the cheesery to the city, so that when I connect the milk farm to the cheesery, it delivers milk, produces the cheese, and deliver both milk and cheese to the city at the same time. So try to utilize and get as much stacking as possible. Here you can see that after achieving the stacking, I actually got to pick more buildings to come in first. you can see that I'm placing both sets of the new buildings, so we have more choice. Press tab to let them show all of the needs and produces. Okay, I made it at an angle so that the rail can be shorter. Sometimes you can also try to place the station as further away as possible. Yeah, and here you can see that by doing so, connecting the supplies at the very last, I get to stack 6 resources at the same time. So a lot of new cards, 3 sets of new cards, and 1 set of new building. In this set of building, oh my god, we have 5 or 6 of them. Now all of the buildings are scattered around. This is the time where you'll utilize the networks. So here, everything is quite well planned, nicely figured out. At this point, I'm actually just kind of doing some no-brainer thing. I just try to connect all of the stations since I've already hit both of the challenges. Last one to go. I finish all of the cards, and we have stack bonus. And with the heavy freight train, we are earning 1200, so level 3 is completed too. Hope you enjoyed this video. I really had fun playing this game. If you want to see more of me playing games in the future, make sure to leave a like and a sub. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!